Hey, St. Mark's folks. This is the Reverend Tom Ceramic Jr., your rector. I'm speaking to you from my very messy and still mostly packed office, my new office here at our new building. We're still settling into being here, but we're here and we're excited to be here and excited to share this building with you all at some point. Uh, this is the 11th, going on the 12th week, the 3 month mark of our being not able to gather for worship together in person. And I will say that I don't know if I miss it more than you do. You probably miss it a lot, but I certainly miss seeing you all on a weekly basis. I miss being in coffee hour with you. I miss catching up with you, hearing all of the things that are going on in your lives, and just sort of keeping up with that. And I know that I've been able to connect with some of you. I've written occasional notes to people, although my mother can tell you that notes are not my specialty. But I have been able to keep in touch with you in various ways. Most of that keeping in touch has been through vestry members calling each of you, and hopefully you've received at least one, if not more than one call from a member of the vestry. I will reiterate that if you would love to speak to me, I have my cell phone all the time. So give me a call. I'm happy to talk with you. And frankly, there are times when I don't have a lot to do. I'm not doing things like going out and visiting people or doing all the other things that I'm doing. I do keep up with all of my commitments as far as some of my meetings and things, but of course those are virtual, so don't have a lot to do with that as well. So I do want to reflect on the fact that for almost 3 months we've been away from one another physically, and that in the initial week or so that we had to scramble to put together things, Rob and Kim and I scrambled to put together worship services that we hoped would at least tide you over until we could gather together again, if not feed you fully spiritually. And of course, Rob and Kim have departed for Tennessee by now. I'm recording this on the afternoon of Pentecost, so we have celebrated this morning. We said a huge goodbye to them yesterday with the parade, and also said goodbye to them this morning with some, as I referred to them, parting gifts. So they have departed, but this isn't the last you'll see of them. Uh, we did, before they left, record a Eucharist for this coming Sunday, the 7th of June, which is Trinity Sunday, and then morning prayer services for June 14th, June 28th, and July 12th. So when you see them on screen in the coming weeks, they're singing to you from the past, as it were. As you're all aware, the bishop has issued directions and guidelines for gathering for worship. Our worship commission is studying these guidelines, as well as CDC and state requirements, to see how we might safely and easily, or at least safely, probably won't be easy, but at least safely open back up and resume in-person worship in some way, shape, or form. We'll likely submit the plan for that in the next couple of weeks. It will likely require tweaking and some modification before it's approved. But we probably won't have in-person worship again until at least July 5th. It'll take a while just to work all the kinks out, make sure we have all the correct pieces in place and things. So I know that you're anxious to come back. I know that for some of you, this is going to be way later than you had anticipated. I know Trinity Ashland, for instance, resumed in-person worship today, this morning, on a reservation-only basis because they wanted to control how many people showed up for worship. And so there are some churches that have already opened. There are some churches that aren't planning on opening till July. And so we're probably going to just continue to refine what we're doing, and hopefully we'll get there safely, and we'll be able to resume that. So I do want to say in closing that I miss you all, going through and seeing you all pass by here in your cars, saying goodbye to Rob and Kim brought tears to my eyes. I really wanted to rush down there and give you all hugs and see how you're doing and catch up with all that's been going on in your lives. That's one of the wonderful things about coffee hour in church, is that we can connect with one another. I can support you and all the things that you're doing and all the challenges that you have in your lives, and I miss being able to do that directly. However, I continue to pray for you. I continue to keep track of what's going on as best I can. Follow some of you on Facebook and think about what's going on in your lives. And also want to just acknowledge the fact that Jay and Jenny Matheson are going to be leaving as well in a couple weeks, and so we want to say goodbye to them. But in all of this, we are still St. Mark's. We are still the family of God here in this place, and I look forward to pulling the family back together under one roof. And at some point, we won't be back to normal for a long, long time. But we can continue to be a family even if we are spread out. So God bless. Keep in touch. Stay safe. Be well. And continue to pray for me. Pray for St. Mark's. Pray for one another. And we will see each other soon. God bless.